Hello, welcome to another episode of Reflections on Reality. I am your host for tonight. I am the advocate. When I say advocate, I guess my guise disguise speaks for itself. But I don't want to call myself devil's advocate. Let's just say I'm the adversarial advocate because the word devil implies evil, and I'm not necessarily evil. I'm no more evil than the next person. So tonight I'm going to speak upon a special subject, and before I do, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And if you know anybody that would appreciate these kind of talks and discussions, share the link. Urge others to subscribe. Anyway, I'm gonna speak upon alien life as it pertains to the Bible. Does the Bible give evidence of alien life? And depending on your point of view, the Bible very well, in so many ways, does give indications of alien life. Normally, when the subject of alien life is presented on this channel, that's usually the job of the shadow man to talk about alien life. But I was compelled to talk about alien life in the Bible when it comes to this particular topic because this one is very special to me, and you'll understand why here in a moment. Nevertheless, alien life, as it is pertains to the Bible, the Messiah, he once told his disciples, "I saw Satan fall from heaven like a flash of lightning." What does that mean? Why did Satan have to fall from heaven? Well, if you think about the religious narrative, which is a little bit far fetched if you ask me. The religious narrative will say Satan was thrown out of heaven because he was jealous of God's creation of man, and his pride got the best of him. He didn't want to serve and do for men as other angels would eventually prove to help and assist and serve man. Satan, who was supposedly Lucifer before he was cast down, did not want to be subservient to men, so he was thrown out of heaven. Is it true? Could be. But sometimes I get the impression that that narrative is just a case of men's egos. You know, the ego. It likes to place itself upon a pedestal. Everywhere you go, you see egotistical people wanting to be served, but not wanting to lift a finger to help so many people, which is why this world is in the condition that this world is in. Anyway, so the Messiah saw Satan fall from heaven like a flash of lightning. Okay, well, whether you believe the religious narrative or not, he fell from heaven. He landed on earth. So he came from outside this world. So the Bible seems to indicate, if you look at it that way, that an adversarial being, an alien, so to speak, was cast down. from heaven, wherever heaven is. It reads as if he came from outer space, outside the Earth's atmosphere. That's, if you read that narrative in the Bible, that's the way it reads. And if you are familiar with the Bible, you know exactly where he landed when he fell from heaven. Right by the tree of knowledge in the Garden of Eden. So how did he know where to go? I mean, was it, if he fell, how is it that he landed right there? I mean, if God were to throw him out, why throw him there where he could be easily found or easily have access to the very creation that he refused to be subservient to? Coincidence? God just threw him out and he just happened to land there? Nah, that's not a coincidence. It's by design. Satan fell from heaven, okay, but he was sent. He was sent. And then, obviously, you know the rest of the story. He encountered the woman by the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Satan was sent from somewhere above and beyond and outside of this world. And he was sent here for a reason. And again, if you believe the religious narrative, he was sent to wreak havoc upon mankind because he was so jealous. I mean, let the human ego tell it. Especially the religious ego. They can do no wrong, right? However, here's another theory. After all, I am the advocate, the adversary's advocate, or adversarial advocate, whatever you want to say. Think about it. Man is supposedly one of his greatest spiritual powers is that of free will. And he can use his imagination to think any way he wants. Man is the only creature, it appears as such, in heaven and earth that has that freedom of thought, so to speak. Even angels are free, not free, but have single purposes, assignments, if you will. And that's the only information installed in their consciousnesses, whatever particular assignment God gives them. So why should the angel Lucifer be any different? What if he was sent? And his assignment was to show man, okay, well, this is what you have presented for you or before you. Okay, here. Now here's the opposite. Now you know what you have to choose between, whether it be good or evil. For instance, I can recall one time I was walking downtown in the city that I live, and I actually saw a guy drop some money, right? And so when he dropped the money, he didn't know that he dropped it, and he kept walking. I picked up the money. And in my brain, I'm thinking, okay, well, this guy needs this money. I better catch up to him and give it to him. But then another voice an adversary. Said, hey man, finders keepers, losers weepers. Free lunch. Lunch on this poor unfortunate guy. So one was the voice of God, the other was the adversary, showing me that I had a choice. And perhaps that's just Satan's job. Nevertheless, I didn't come here to give you a sermon on good and evil. I just wanted to make a point that even Satan could have been an alien being sent here, and the Bible indicates as such. That's the point I was trying to make. And perhaps he does his job too well, huh? Better than any angel in heaven and earth. I mean, after all, people are getting progressively evil here. Anyway, this has been another episode of Reflections on Reality. I am your host. I am the advocate. Thank you for listening. Toodaloo. And God bless.